Kimberly is the latest challenger and the newest entry of Street Fighter who has entered the scene in Street Fighter 6. With her vibrant design and energetic personality, she's one of the most striking looking new combatants, and in this video, we're going to be doing a deep dive into her character and gameplay design, as well as the real world influences that inspired it. Let's first start with Kimberly's costume, which seamlessly fuses traditional and contemporary elements to create an outfit that pays homage to her roots as a student of the Bushinryu martial arts, her African American heritage, and her love of the 80s and hip hop culture. She sports a red cropped puffer jacket with white trims, a nod to her master Guy's attire, and open hip style pants akin to a boogie's. She has African-inspired patterns adorning her headband and ascot. The headband she wears highlights her youthful nature, while the ascot doubles as a mask, reinforcing the ninja theming and referencing how actual graffiti artists use masks when tagging. The yellow ribbons wrapped around her arms and legs hint at her cheerleading roots, while the turquoise-colored tips at the ends of her long braids accentuate her striking silhouette as a fighter built for speed. The classic ads of the original iPod come to mind when you see her jam out to her favorite tunes mid-match, through the cassette player strapped to her leg. No doubt an intentional choice by the devs over something wireless, which would have not had the same impact on her silhouette in terms of highlighting her movements. The vibrant color palette and tight-fitting spandex she wears is a clear reference to the fashion of the 80s, where neon colors and jumpsuits were the rage. Her alternate costume, on the other hand, is more reminiscent of the fashion of the 90s, where the trend towards baggier, looser fitting clothing became more prevalent. The combination of her visor hat, short top, and baggy pants also gave me off some major Jet Set Radio vibes. Kimberly's obsession with the 80s doesn't apply just to her choice of fashion though. Kimberly is extremely high energy and impatient, getting easily frustrated if she's unable to show off her skills in the way she wants. These personality traits point to Kimberly's athletic background and competitive tendencies.
Serious? Come on! Game over?
During the 80s, there were many standout female black athletes, the most prominent being Florence Griffith Joyner, aka Flojo. Flojo was a world-class Olympic track star who became an icon on and off the track for her absolutely dominant track record, her positive, outspoken personality, and bold fashion style. Known for designing her own tracksuits that garnered her both praise and scrutiny alike. We see shades of Flojo in young black athletes today, and it's hard to not see a little bit of Flojo in Kimberly. Now onto a slightly more depressing topic, because it's also worth noting that her primary costume incorporates colours from the Pan-African movement flag. The Pan-African movement was a political movement that emerged in the late 19th to early 20th centuries, in response to the atrocities that occurred under black slavery. Yep, we're going there. By advocating political independence, social equality, and cultural pride. Now Kimberly's outfit directly references this movement by implementing the colours of the flag. Black representing the African people, red symbolising the bloodshed under the slave trade, yellow representing the plundered riches under white oppression, and green representing the fertility of the land. I'm not sure if there's any particular meaning behind the colours of her alternate costume. The closest I could think of was the Juneteenth flag, which commemorated the end of slavery. But the colours of this flag are red, white, and blue, not purple. Although there's technically some blue under her visor hat. Coincidence? Yeah, probably. Kimberly also appears to take inspiration from several fighters from the King of Fighters series, including Zarina, Banderas, and Isla. Zarina, with her energetic personality and focus on dance and music, shares some similarities with Kimberly's outgoing personality, dance background, and even some costume elements. Banderas, known for his agile fighting style, quick movements, and impatience, may have influenced Kimberly's fighting style, while Isla overlaps with Kimberly in the use of spray cans. She uses spray cans in several of her specials and supers just as Kimberly does. However, that is where the similarities end. In King of Fighters, the focus of Isla was more on her strange powers as opposed to her art and culture. Kimberly, on the other hand, oozes 80s hip-hop, where graffiti emerged as a prominent form of visual self-expression. While the first roots of graffiti began in the 70s, it was in the 80s when it really took off as its own art form, and became heavily associated with hip-hop artists. Graffiti is a way of storytelling for many people, and is one of the few visual languages that is almost universally understood. It is one of the 4 pillars of hip-hop culture. Graffiti represents the visual art of the culture, seen with Kimberly. Breakdancing represents the style of dance of hip-hop, which we see plenty of with Jamie. DJ representing the style of music of hip-hop, being portrayed in this game by a guy literally named DJ. And rap, representing the style of song. All we need is Eminem to drop as DLC and we're set. Reality, oh, there goes gravity. This isn't the first time graffiti has been used thematically in Street Fighter, with the title screen of the original Street Fighter also containing a stylized Capcom logo. But it's clear that they went really hard with it in Street Fighter 6, making it a core visual language of the game. As the graffiti ninja, Kimberly is an agile fighter who utilizes the martial art techniques of Bushinryu Ninjutsu to overwhelm her opponents. Her combat style is primarily rushdown, focusing on swift movements and unpredictable mix-ups. She possesses a teleport in the form of hidden variable, combining the elements of graffiti spray and ninja spoke into one, to quickly close the distance on her foes. Shuriken Bombs are spray cans that act as delayed projectiles, able to apply pressure and set up extended combos. She starts each match with 2 stocks and is able to restock 1 spray at a time, or 2 if you're willing to spend the resources. Whirlwind Kick and Sprint are staple of those practiced in the art of Bushinryu. Whirlwind Kick able to act as an anti-air and combo ender, while Sprint providing mobility options and a plethora of unique follow-up attacks that will keep her opponents on their toes. Kimberly's super arts reflects her flair and creativity as a fighter and graffiti spray artist. Bushin Beats grants her an automatic sprint, allowing her to close the gap and deliver a relentless beatdown to her opponent. By expending a Shuriken Bomb, she can unleash Bushin Thunderous Beats, amplifying her assault with additional damage. Bushin Scramble showcases her acrobatic prowess in the air, while Bushin Ninjastar Cypher showcases her complete disregard for her opponent's dignity by using them as a canvas for her street art. Upon activation, she will start bopping to her music, which will actually take over the current music track that is playing for the rest of the match, and grants a buff to her damage and walk speed. If 2 Kimberlys activate their level 3s in the same match, the complete vocal version of the track will play. Kimberly really is one of the most unique modern interpretations of a ninja we've seen in any medium to date, carrying on the legacy of iconic characters while adding her own dynamic and culturally diverse flavor to the mix. Kimberly is poised to become a fan favorite and an integral part of the Street Fighter universe. She represents a new wave of fighters that celebrate diversity and hip-hop culture. So, let's give it up for the ninja star, Kimberly. And that's a wrap on Kimberly. Man, this was a fun video to make, although definitely a departure from what I usually do on this channel. If you're new to the channel, please give the video a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this, because you bet your ass I'm gonna need it after going on such a long hiatus for so long. As I said in the previous video about Sora, I want to make this channel about character dissection and design analysis, featuring characters across the fighting game universe. Depending on how this video goes, I will continue to make more on Street Fighter 6, as I really do feel like this particular game absolutely nailed the AAA fighting game space. When it came to the design of the characters, the gameplay, the visuals, the story, man, Capcom really knocked it out of the park with this one. But I still want to stay true to my roots and continue to create content for Smash Ultimate, where my next video will likely be on Sephiroth. Although I am considering making one for Rashid in Street Fighter 6, we'll see. Anyway, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. A lot of time and effort was gone into this one, especially with the research side of things, something I don't normally do on the channel. Let me know what your thoughts are, and let me know down below what characters you want me to do next. Anyway, take care everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.